Yo, what's up, good people? What is up? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Neural Dojo. This is a space where curiosity, creativity, and intelligence come together. We call this binary banter, short, sometimes raw conversations about AI, tech, and where we fit into it all. Me, I'm Kyrie, aka KT, the AI Sensei. And today I've got a topic that everyone needs to be updated about. We need to talk about Google search. Specifically, we need to talk about what happens when a search engine stops helping you search and starts handing you the answer it wants you to accept. Before you hit the comments with the, oh, you're just a Google hater nonsense, stop, relax. I use Google every day. I actually think they give you the best bang for your buck in the AI race right now. So this isn't an anti-Google rant, it's a pro-choice conversation. I'm talking about your choice. Because what they're doing to search feels completely tone deaf or just plain out of touch. Look, I'm not just a guy with a mic and a platform. I know SEO, I've taught it, I've managed teams around it, I've stood in rooms and explained the exact playbook Google wanted us to use. Headings, load speeds, clean architecture. The old game was make the page easy to find and read. The new game, make sure the AI didn't just invent the answer and dress it up with a citation or a source link. For 20 years, you typed a question, Google gave you links, and you did the work. You looked at the source. You decided if it was sketchy. Now, Google just slaps a single summarized answer at the top of the page. And let's be real, most people are just going to treat that summary like gospel. That's the problem right there. Because once the search engine becomes the answer engine, people stop clicking. And this is not just some technical internet conversation. This affects regular people. It affects the parent looking up a health question late at night. It affects the traveler trying to figure out an airline rule before a flight. It affects the small business owner wondering why traffic dropped, even though they are still publishing. It affects anybody who thinks they are getting the internet when really they are getting a summary of the internet. And those are not the same thing. A summary is not the same as discovery. A summary is not the same as research. And a summary is definitely not the same as understanding. So what happens? Well, sites lose traffic. The creators making the actual content starve. Now throw AI on top. And depending on who you ask, well over half of all web traffic right now is just bots. Bots writing low quality content, bots scraping it, and AI summarizing the mess. It's an echo chamber. It's the internet equivalent of a microwave meal made out of another microwave meal. Technically food, but it tastes like cardboard. So what's the play? I'm not telling you to throw your phone in the ocean. What I am telling you are 4 drills to help you take the wheel back. And we're going to get right into these joints so you can take action as soon as possible. So lock in. Let's get into them. Drill 1. Stop letting the default win. Take your choice back. Just look at DuckDuckGo, which for those who don't know is a browser like Google Chrome or Firefox. In late May, their US installs spiked by 30%. And on iOS specifically, it almost hit 70%. Why? Because they actually let you turn the AI off. They've got a dedicated no AI search page. And real talk, I still don't get why Google didn't do this. Why couldn't they just put an AI mode toggle at the top of the page? Actually, wait, I do get it. They spent billions building these systems. If they gave us a button and half the world turned it off, how do they explain that to investors? The lack of a button is the business model. Sometimes the default is just there because it serves the company better than it serves you. And to me, the smarter move would have been obvious. Keep traditional search as the default experience. Let AI be something people can choose to turn on. Give people a clear toggle. Make source quality easier to see. In other words, earn trust before pushing people into a new habit. Because this is not really an AI problem. It's a product decision problem. AI can be useful, but useful and forced are not the same thing. Drill 2. Know when to split your searches. Don't throw AI out entirely. I use it. I teach it. But you have to know when to use it. If you need a creative prompt or some code or a quick summary, AI is great. If you need to know a restaurant's hours, an airline's refund policy, or a legal fact, go to the actual source. Let me make that practical. If I ask AI, give me 3 ways to explain agents to a non-technical team, cool. That's a synthesis task or a question where you want ideas pulled together. If I ask, what time does this restaurant close tonight? That's not a synthesis task. That's a source task. It's a question where you need the real source. If I ask, can I get a refund on this airline ticket? That is a policy task or a question where the exact rules matter. I need the company's actual language, not a summary that sounds close enough. And if I ask something like, what are people actually saying about this tool after 6 months of using it? That's not really a Google summary question. That's a forum question. That's a community question. That's where Reddit, YouTube comments, and actual user threads still matter. So part of being good at search now is knowing what kind of question you're actually asking. Use AI when you want ideas pulled together. Use traditional search when you need the real source. Use communities when you want to hear from real people who have actually dealt with it. Use official websites when being right matters more than being fast. Treat AI search like a really fast intern who always sounds sure of himself. Useful, but you wouldn't trust them with your life. Drill 3, spot the fakes. Some people trying to game search are leaning into something called parasite SEO or using trusted sites to game search. They take a trusted site like Reddit or LinkedIn and dump AI generated content on it because it ranks. They borrow trust they didn't earn, or they buy old websites, what we call zombie domains that used to be legit, and fill them with AI slop. That's a straight up search heist. So when you see a top result, do a gut check. Who wrote this? Does it look like a human wrote it or an algorithm? Because a lot of what ranks right now isn't the best answer. It's just the answer built to rank highest. Check the costume. And here's a quick way to double check that I really want people to start using. 4 things. Who wrote it? When was it published? What's it citing? And does the original source actually say what this page says it says? That takes maybe 30 extra seconds. But that 30 seconds is the difference between being informed and being fooled faster. Drill 4. Break the 0-click cycle. This one solves for what happens when people read the box and never actually click the links. Over 90% of searches in AI mode end without a single click to a real website. You read the box, you leave. I get it, it's fast. But what that behavior pattern does is starve the open web. You know those real websites across the internet? For them, traffic isn't vanity. Traffic is oxygen. If we don't click, the real human creators eventually get buried, ignored, or pushed out of business. And here's the scariest part. This goes back to episode 23, which asked if we can trust Google's AI overviews. A study conducted by a company called Umi looked at these AI overviews and found they were accurate about 91% of the time. Sounds great, right? An A-, but at Google scale, even a 9% error rate is not small. Google does more than 5 trillion searches a year. If you applied that error rate across all the searches Google handles, you're talking about over 1 billion potentially wrong answers a day. Even if the real number is smaller, the risk is still massive. And get this, that same study, it found that over half of the citations or source links served up as proof for what the AI overview said didn't even fully back up the claims being made. So the answer sounds right, the citation looks official, but the source may not actually prove what the AI is saying. It's made up answers dressed up with sources. And to me, that should be much closer to solve before we treat AI summaries as the default way billions of people get their information. So I say all that to drive home this point. Click the links, read the source. If we let AI just feed on its own bad data, the whole system gets worse. The open web, it isn't dead, at least not yet. And you're not powerless, at least not yet. Change your default search. Use AI when it helps, but switch back to traditional when you need facts. AI gives you speed, but regular search gives you more control. Don't mistake one for the other. The algorithm only takes the wheel if you take your hands off it. Keep your hands on the wheel. And with that, we'll call it. Thanks for riding with me on this one. You've been listening to the Neural Dojo. If something sparked your curiosity today, share it. Tag a friend or 10 and keep the dialogue going. And guys, please comment, subscribe, and like. Not for the algo, but so I know you rock with this type of content. That way I keep making it. Until next time, stay curious, stay balanced, and keep training your mind. Peace.